Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Business Law 275-04. This is an introduction to the class to give you a little bit of insight to what we are going to be doing. I really appreciate the introductory videos that you posted. It's great to learn a little bit more about each one of you and the strength that you bring to the class, your perseverance. Great job, and thank you so much. I especially like Elder Bedner's talk and really appreciate the comments and thoughts that you share there. So I'm going to quickly get through this. This will be a very brief video. If you have questions, don't hesitate to post in our in the Google community, in the discussion thread there in questions and answers. That's the place to post those, and I'll answer them there. So first, group assignments, which is where you will work within the Google community. Your objective in the Google community is to communicate with your team. That's where you will collaborate and post your meeting. Now, you can do it in other, if you want to use Adobe Connect, you're welcome to do that, or if you're meeting on ground, you're welcome to record that meeting there. But please do record the meeting and post it within your group in the Google community. You'll see your group folder, which is where you are assigned to a group. And that's the group that you'll meet with. You need to collaborate in that folder to the times that you can meet. You don't need to let me know when you're meeting. You just need to post the meeting there. Now, in that group, what that applies to is an assignment that you're given weekly. And that assignment is you're given a topic, and from that topic, you're to create a discussion question or a quiz question. So you ask a question, you post the question, and then you create 4 answers. One is the correct answer, the other 3 are the wrong answer. So it's a multiple choice response. I take all of the team's questions and answers and I post them, I load them into a review quiz. And then the class takes that quiz. So you're going to answer your own question so that you know you'll get at least 1 question correct. But it's a great way to review the learning in that particular week. So that's what you're going to discuss in your group, and it's just a way to emphasize and augment the learning. A quick reminder, if you would like to be in an on-ground group, send me a quick email so that I can get you into that group, and then it'll be up to you to schedule time to meet with the group. I intend to have groups posted no later than Monday. At the latest Monday morning, I'll send an announcement when they are final. There still can be some changes within the groups if people are dropping the class, withdrawing, or they join a little late. One important piece to remember, when I post the groups, that is your group unless I add someone. Now, if you have a group that ends up with just you in it, you need to continue as being the only person in that group. This is to really simulate what happens in a business environment. You could be part of a virtual group or a committee or on-ground committee, on-site committee, and what happens if somebody is not able to attend that meeting? You need to continue going. You might be able to assign them specific tasks, but you'll need to follow up. There is no assigned leader unless you want to create a leader within your group. A lot of the groups will assign a leader for that week. They'll be responsible for posting the assignment. And then it'll switch the next week. Some groups, they have the same one that's facilitating the group through the entire course. That's up to you. The one thing that I want to emphasize in this class overall, and I'll repeat it again at the end, is I won't accept assignments that are late unless you have some very, very serious occurrence, and it needs to be very serious, like you're in a very serious accident and you're hospitalized, or something very life-threatening to your family. We have to continue. Okay, the course won't stop, so we have to continue. I'm certainly willing to adapt to certain situations, but they have to be very light, very serious in order for me to allow a late assignment. So with that, budget your time, prioritize your time. When I attended law school, I literally had to cut out every activity, external activity, just so I could get my assignments completed. And I was going to work full time and had a family. So there were a lot of things that I had to cut out. And you need to prioritize what you can actually manage in your day. So if it means that you have to reduce your class load and not take as many courses, many credits for that semester, you might have to think about that. This class does take a lot of reading and time. It's about 9 hours a week is expected to invest in this time with reading. There's a lot of reading. Okay, so that's an overview of that. Group assignments. Quizzes. Quickly, you have two types of quizzes. Well, you have your review quiz that merges from your group community, your group assignment. Then you have a pre-exam and an exam. The pre-exam is 3 questions, and they're the same questions for every exam. And they're asking about integrity and honesty, and I'll get to that piece in a minute. But there's 3 questions, and you need to answer those correctly and get 100%. That 100% triggers you to launch into the official exam. The exam is 25 questions. Every exam, including the final exam and your review quizzes, are open book. So you can use any resource other than another person answering the questions for you. Appeals. When you take an exam, if you miss a question, you can appeal the question, meaning I'm going to appeal, meaning I'm going to argue, I want to reopen this question. Or you can just say, I appeal it, but I accept the decision of the court, which is me and, well, the exam answer, and get 4 points. So I recommend everybody appealing. You can just simply give a basic general appeal that says I accept the decision of the court or the decision of the test answers and get 4 points. Or you can appeal up to 5 questions that you missed for 20 points. So it's your choice what you can do, okay? So there's 3 pieces of quizzes. There's the 4 pieces. There's the review quiz, pre-exam, exam, and then appeals. You have a number of other assignments, and I will address those assignments as we go along. One is the case brief. We brief cases, and there's a certain way that you brief cases, and I'll cover that in another class. Finally, what I will say is do your assignments, regardless of how you do on the exams, and the exams are difficult. The content of this course is difficult. But if you will do all of your assignments, complete every single one of them, do the very small tasks of submitting your weekly evaluation, and there's some very small individual assignments that don't take a lot of time, you will do very well in this course. But you need to complete your assignments. Where the students fall short and get really poor grades is when they don't complete the assignments. Okay? If I see that you're struggling with grading in the exams, I will offer extra credit, and it's worth some significant points equal to an exam. So it's a good way to pick up. Lastly, I want to share with you, your integrity is everything. And if you're not honest in your dealings within this class, it will hurt you long term. There are some occurrences of cheating that have continued throughout my time with BYU, as with other instructors. That's why I bring it up. And I want you to pay attention to this. It isn't allowed. within the structure of the university. And I personally have had this happen in some of my classes where I had to fail the student because they acknowledged that they cheated in the course, meaning they copied from a prior student's test, and or they copied work that they did and they plagiarized and used it within their submissions. Be honest with your dealings in this course. I'd rather see you struggle, come to me and say, hey, I need help, and we work to get you where you need to be, than cheating. And that is going on. It has become a very significant issue. It's a huge concern of the university, so much that we are emphasizing it to a great deal within our courses. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, everyone, and welcome to class.